Well, folks, welcome to another Friday fishing forecast. I swear to God, these weeks are going by faster and faster and faster and faster. They always say the older you get, the faster everything goes by, and I've got to say that's true. It's crazy. I can't believe we're almost in August already, but it's been the fishing. I'm hearing mixed reports. Earlier in the week, it was really good, but then I've heard it kind of slow down a little bit inshore. Haven't heard too much about offshore. I have heard a little bit of some friends of mine that have been going out pretty deep, and they've been getting fish, and they've been getting sharked a lot. Of course, we all know, a lot of us know that fish offshore, the sharks have been a major issue, and actually in the bay also. The last time we fished in the bay, Chad, myself, and Tony, there was about a 9-foot lemon shark that came up and swiped one of Chad's fish right at the boat. So it's kind of a combination, offshore, inshore. The sharks are a huge problem. And the inshore bite, I know for some really nice trout are being caught, a bunch of snapper limits are being caught. So there's a lot of stuff going on inside the bay, even with those water temperatures up in the 90s. It has cooled down a little bit though with these afternoon thunderstorms that we've been getting. And that looks like the pattern it's going to be over this weekend, to where we're going to have those afternoon thunderstorms. So just kind of be prepared for that. And that's why I think on Saturday we're going to leave relatively pretty early out of here, get out there, do our fishing, and then get back before those storms pop up. And they've been throwing a lot of lightning. Those 4 teenagers were hit by a lightning bolt over in St. Pete yesterday while they were hiding underneath a tree. So if you're out and about and you're stuck in a storm like that, don't hide under a tree. That's probably one of the worst places you can go. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into the tides and salooners for this weekend and what we have in store. For Saturday, we have a high tide at 6:28 a.m. at a 2.0 foot. Then we have a low tide at 1:14 p.m. at a 0.6 foot. Then we have another high tide at 7:28 at a 1.5 foot. On Sunday, we have a high tide at 7:06 a.m. at a 2.2 foot. Then we have a low tide at 2:39 p.m. at a 0.4 foot. Then we have a high tide at 9:29 p.m. at a 1.3 foot. For the majors on Saturday, we have a major feeding time from 5:46 a.m. to 7:46 a.m. Then we have a minor from 12:53 p.m. to 1:53 p.m. Then we have another major at 6:04 p.m. to 8:04 p.m. On Sunday, we have a major from 6:30 a.m. to 8:36 a.m. Then we have a minor from 1:58 p.m. to 2:58 p.m. And then we have a major at 6:56 to 8:56 p.m. Now, if you guys didn't watch our last episode, I talked about the salooners, what causes the salooners, and 95% of the fish that we caught on that trip were caught during that major feeding time. The 27-inch mangrove, the 24.5-inch mangrove from Chad. I caught a 23.5-inch mangrove. So during that major feeding time was the best bite that we had, especially coming off that full moon. And before that, we were catching fish here and there, but not like we were during that major. That major is when we caught all the biggest fish. And I can tell you right now that happens more often than not. And so if you don't pay attention to those, especially these salooners this weekend, because we have 2 majors coming up on a sunrise and a sunset. So with that barometric pressure dropping, and I always talk about this and I keep repeating it because there's a lot of new people that watch the show, but when the sun rises and the sun sets, the barometric pressure actually lowers. And when that happens, those fish put on the feed bag. So then you put that on top of a minor or major, like we have the majors this weekend on the sunrise and the sunset. The bite should be really, really good on both of those times. So just kind of pay attention to that. And if you can be in your fishing spots when those prime times are going, then you're going to be in a higher chance of catching some fish. We've got a lot going on. We've got plenty of shrimp here at the shop. We'll have plenty of shrimp for Saturday morning. So all you guys that are coming in Saturday morning will have shrimp already ready, already sorted. So we're good on that. We had our night vision camera put in by Bodai 360 and Dynamic Marine Concepts. They came out and did the install for us. I'm really looking forward to using it. I have some friends that have it and they love it. We're also working on some other side things with some other people that I'm pretty excited about. So we've got a lot going on here. We also want to please send in some questions to us that you would have for NOAA. They just stopped by the other day. We're trying to narrow down a time to have our interview. So if you guys have questions, we will be talking about the group reclosure, and we'll possibly be talking about the problems with sharks. So if you have some questions, please send them to me so I can ask them to them, and so we can get some better answers and get an understanding of where NOAA's coming from, and hopefully they get an understanding of what questions that we have and concerns that we have. So please send those to info@tampabayfishingchannel.com or put them in the comments. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to do that. Thank you so much. Fish more, catch more, and we'll see you on the flip side.